Yo, Revolver here, and welcome to the 20th episode of the Ayaka progression series. Today I want to take a bit of time to talk about two topics. When we got the 3.1 preview, there was a lot of information. A couple of episodes ago I talked about Genshin getting an anime and how excited I am about it. But in that preview there was also something else, which I'm excited about, that I couldn't cover all in one episode. I'm talking about the Genius Invocation TCG. We are getting a TCG, a trading card game in Genshin, which will be a permanent feature for the game. And that in the very near future. To be exact, already in 3.3. Nice number, by the way. If you don't know this about me, well, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Kinda on and off at times. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been a part of my life since my childhood. I never got out of it for some reason. Not that I want to, but it's kinda like this big meme in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. Maybe you even noticed some Yu-Gi-Oh! References from my titles and thumbnails of my videos. The TCG aspect of it makes it so interesting for me. Instead of having a set number of pieces, or in this case now in a TCG, cards, makes it to me much more exciting. You can come up with very interesting and unique strategies. Also, the certain degree of luck factor can make games at times much more entertaining and hilarious. At least that's how I felt with Yu-Gi-Oh! Always. But in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can also interact during your opponent's turn, which is a unique feature of Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, there is the trading and collecting aspect of it, and the constant expansion of the game through new cards. But it also has its downsides. Power creep, especially in Yu-Gi-Oh! Very well known. New Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so much different than it used to be. I also used to play Pokemon TCG for a while. It was a fun experience. I hope that Genius Invocation also has some of the parts that I loved about those two TCGs. I can't imagine it being as complicated as Yu-Gi-Oh! Apparently it should be casual. I analyzed the short gameplay that we got in the 3.1 preview and I might have some ideas how the game could work. These are just my assumptions and no confirmations. But it seems like the cards have a health indicator in the top left corner. I think you can only attack with one card per turn. I assume that they deal as much damage as the indicator that looks like Primogems on the right side of the card. As example, Diluc had 3 and he was dealing with his attack 3 damage. The health bar of Mona that got attacked was reduced to 3. I guess if they reach 0, the card is defeated through battle. Xingqiu in that case had 2 Primogem looking like indicator, and he was dealing 2 damage to Diluc. I'm not sure if it was after every attack or after passing the turn, but after one or the other action, 1 Primogem on the side lit up. After Diluc's stars, Primogems, whatever, on the right side were all glowing. He could perform a burst attack that did 8 damage to Xingqiu. It seems like the lights indicate the energy for your burst attack, and I think the damage is dependent on the top left HP like indicator. It was at the time at 8 when Diluc performed the burst. The numbers almost align in a certain way as I explained, that it could be possible. But as I said, this is just my assumption. Maybe the damage output of the normal attacks and the burst do not depend on those indicators. Also, the goal is unknown. If we have to defeat a certain amount of character cards like in Pokemon for a win condition, or have to decrease the health of the opponent to 0. I've no idea what the other stuff could mean. At least I think the Catherine on the left side probably means just that we are playing against her, the NPC. They said there is a PvE system where we can invite characters or NPC to play against. So I assumed that it was just Catherine. But as I said, I could be completely wrong. One thing that I also noticed After Diluc did damage, he left on the attacked characters a pyro mark. Maybe it has some kinda effect, like burn damage over time or something like that. I'm just speculating right now. The PvP mode doesn't give you any rewards, but it's cool that we have finally PvP in some way implemented in Genshin. I definitely don't want the other way of PvP, so this PvP is perfect. Things that I really hope for the TCG is that all the characters, or at least the majority, have one unique trait to them, which differentiates them a bit. And I also hope that they make us work to get all the cards, but obviously in a reasonable way, because after all it's a TCG. The collecting aspect should be some way included. I just want the Genshin TCG to have its own unique features, and maybe its own depth. But I shouldn't hope for too much. Anyways, I'm generally excited about it. I definitely will build some kind of Ayaka deck. I've been doing that all the time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just playing something that I like, building it for the competitive scene and having fun. Besides the Genius Invocation TCG, I want to quickly talk about another topic. To be honest, it is a bit annoying for me. Sometimes I just feel like I want to give up, because it is at times unavoidable. I'm getting Genshin videos recommended in my feed, and with that also all the leaks appear. I have nothing against leaks. I can totally get why it could be helpful. When I started to save up for Ayaka, I also looked at certain leaks to prepare. But very soon it was annoying, because I still remember when rumors spread around. People were saying, "Oh, Ayaka will be in the next patch." And that for the longest time. I knew Ayaka wouldn't come on the next patch, but in my mind I build up hope, just that it can be crushed when I get the confirmation in the next patch. This feeling stressed me out, and that's when I stopped looking at leaks. But also, I don't want to know everything. It's so much more of a surprise if you get the official information. For me, a game is much more enjoyable if I experience it myself than having the info beforehand. From my comment section, I recently heard that apparently Ayaka should come in 3.3. It's obviously not their fault, because not everybody is gonna know that I don't like to look at leaks. That is unavoidable. It's probably still gonna happen in the future. For the longest time I hadn't watched any Genshin videos, except from the official one, just that I don't get videos recommended. But recently I looked into Sayu and Xinjiang guides, and then suddenly all the Genshin leaks get recommended. The internet can sometimes be really tiresome. I don't know if Ayaka will get a banner in 3.3, but in my mind, I'm already expecting it. And then, when she really is in that patch, I won't be as excited as I might have been, because I already know it. Don't get me wrong, I will be excited, and I'm already even now excited, but it could have been even more exciting, and that kinda annoys me. This is the total amount we hit with this week. I can't wait to send my opponents with Ayaka into the Shadow Realm, to suck up their data consciousness that we can use it for the Tower of Hanoi project. I think Ayato used to play with Ito. Against Ayato we obviously won't do that. The Ayaka card, by the way, is so gorgeous. Well, I thought 2.6 was my second favorite patch ever, but if Ayaka is really in 3.3 with card games, it's probably gonna be that patch. When I think about it, no. 3.3 will be my third favorite patch of all time, but only if it really happens. That's it. Stay safe, guys. See ya.